Hi everyone, for tonight's Nightcap and review, I'm having water, and tonight I'll be discussing Off With Her Head, 3,000 Years Demonizing Women in Power by Eleanor Herman. I did receive this as an audiobook through the Libby app. It's one of my nonfiction reads I was really excited to start. I gave this 4.5 stars, so what's it about? Now, because this is nonfiction, I'm going to read the synopsis straight from the Zon just so it's accurate. Now, stick around, this is a long one. Imagine Donald Trump as a woman called Donna. Would Donna Trump have been viewed as blunt, honest, and refreshing? Would she have won the election? Imagine Hillary Clinton as a man. Howard Clinton says and does the exact same thing as Hillary. Would Howard Clinton have been portrayed in 1,000 Pinterest images as a witch stirring a cauldron or riding a broomstick? Would he have been called a bitch on countless t-shirts? Would his thoughtful, circumspect answers to media questions have been seen as inauthenticity, secretiveness, and untrustworthiness? There's a particular kind of rage, let's call it unadulterated bloodlust, usually reserved for women, especially women in power or vying for it. From the ancient world through the European Renaissance up until the most recent U.S. elections, the misogynist handbook, as Eleanor Herman calls it, has been wielded to put uppity women in their place. In a story that is shocking, eye-opening, and a powerful force for change, Eleanor Herman's signature wit and humor explores the patterns that have been operating for more than 3,000 years and are still operating today against powerful women across the globe, including Cleopatra, Anne Boleyn, Marie Antoinette, Catherine the Great, Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris, and more. Each chapter analyzes a particular tried and true misogynist method to keep women down, including her overweening ambition, why doesn't she do something about her hair, the dangers of female hormones, the alarming shrillness of her voice, the mysterious unlikability of female candidates, she's a bitch in other animals, she's a witch in other monsters, and her sexual depravity. Herman ends the book looking forward, examining ways to rip up the misogynist handbook once and for all. So what are my thoughts? Again, I'm giving this a 4.5. Now, I will say nothing in this book was particularly groundbreaking for me, but I do attribute that to the fact I took women's studies courses back in college. One was the media portrayal of women, as well as I pay close attention to politics, especially over the last decade. But I will say I was a little taken aback by how unoriginal men are when it comes to them using the same tired tropes and criticism of women in power. You would think over the last 1,000 years they would change things up and get a little bit more creative, but probably in their perspective, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And honestly, they're right. The same tired things that they were saying thousands of years ago still work to this day. I will say in this book, however, I did gain new perspective of two women in this book, and I'll go over that shortly. Now, the first woman up is Anne Boleyn. Now, I never bought into the whole harlot who stole King Henry from Queen Catherine, which ultimately led to her demise. By all reports, as a lady-in-waiting, Anne Boleyn was very respectful and really loved Queen Catherine, which is why she was so upset by being pursued by the King of England. And because he's the king, and in that day and age, she is very limited in her options and ability to say no. I also learned she was actually a reformist when it came not just to social issues, but also church issues, which, of course, powerful men in the church are not going to be happy with, which is why they pursued labeling her as a witch or a harlot who sleeps with her brother. And King Henry, of course, is upset because he has not gotten his male heir. He wants to do away with her so he can move on to the next queen and hopefully get his male heir that way. So all these powerful men were unhappy with a powerful woman and labeled her a harlot and did away with her. Now, the other woman is Marie Antoinette. Now, I will say I had bought into how she's portrayed, which is childlike, a wasteful spender who likes to party, gossip, and wear these elaborate gowns in a time when her country and economy are floundering. But another way of looking at that is that even with modern royals today, when they wear something, it can set trends or help sell out a product within minutes, stimulating the economy. So back then, what better way to hopefully stimulate your own economy than to utilize your queen and have her be a trendsetter, have her showcase what France can do with these beautiful, elaborate pieces of art, honestly, some of them, and just not just set trends locally but abroad as well. Even in Bridgerton, they are talking about French fashions, French silks, French laces. So what better way to stimulate the economy? So of course they're going to push her to wear these elaborate gowns when by all reports she didn't like wearing them. They're cumbersome, they were painful to wear. She by all reports wanted to just be in a cotton shift in one of her fake villages. So they definitely used her for their own needs. Now, that's not to say any of these women are perfect. They definitely had their flaws, but they were definitely powerful women who were used by powerful men until they served their purpose and then they were done away with. In the end, I did find this book to be interesting and I would recommend it, especially if you're looking for more insight on this matter, because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. Now, this book is currently available and I hope you give it a try, and I hope everyone has a good night and happy readings.